and I was close to tears today.
That was me last week. I was sick as, I'm like, got to stop. I'll introduce you because there's quite a few people on here that don't really know you, or some do, I mean, most do, but I mean, they might know of you, but they don't know you. So, and then this is Lauren Berry. She's our NMD, our senior upline. So she's the wonderful person that introduced me to the business. Therefore, none of you would have known about it, maybe. So she's been in the business has it actually clicked over 3 years now?
3 and a bit, May 2014.
Oh, there you go, 3 and a bit years. She's a superstar. She, knows social media back and front, and she's also the selfie queen. So she's managed to make us some time tonight. So I'm super excited to have her. So hope you've all got your pen and paper ready, which I do. I was going to say don't, but I do. And I'll hand it over to Lauren.
I can't see my face. I don't know what I did, but I messed. Oh, there it is.
As I was talking.
No, I know, but I did something where I can't see my little screen. So when I do Zooms, I try to highlight myself and I can't do it. And I'm like, oh, well, hopefully people can see me. I didn't realize I looked like this, though.
You look lovely.
Awesome. So welcome. Thanks for the introduction. As you can see, I'm just a super ordinary human being in Adam's kids' playroom, which is super exciting. You can probably hear his bellowing voice upstairs. We go to Toowoomba tomorrow to do some events. So if you guys know anyone in Toowoomba that you want to send along to our events, awesome, do so. There's flyers somewhere. It's got Brian's ugly mug. No, I'm kidding. It's got Brian's face on it too, but he's actually sick. So I don't know if he's coming, but hopefully he does. It's always a good time. So yeah, my name's Lauren. I know some of you. Hopefully you guys have been tuning into the Girl Boss Movement Diaries. If you have, awesome. If you haven't, totally okay too. I do them every single day for anyone SC and above in our business, and it's just a cool way to hear everyone's stories. I think it's really cool to be able to resonate with different people. Like, you might not resonate with me, you might not resonate with Jana, but you might resonate, with Sandra, who I had on today, or Lindsay, or, and it's cool because everyone's got really different stories. So they're a great tool to be able to share with different people, things like that. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about goal setting. You guys had an awesome month of July, and I always say this is a fun time of year. We're transitioning out of winter. I live on the Gold Coast, so it never really looks like winter, but I promise you it's a little bit chilly. But we're transitioning out of winter into spring. People are starting to be like, oh, I gained a little bit of weight. So our product and our program is very, very beneficial at this time. It's always a good time, and if you're brand new to the business, welcome. It's exciting. I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about goal setting tonight. You can utilize this in any aspect of your life, which is really, really cool, right? If you use it in fitness, if you use it in finances, if you use it in relationships, goal setting is definitely key if you really, really want to achieve something awesome. So when I really look at the structure of this business, and if you want to achieve big things, I'm going to take this out of my mouth. I had to put it in, but I'm going to take it out. I get a really dry throat when I talk too much, and I've just been on another call. Sorry, that was super gross, but I had to do it because I was going to spit it out. Is I look at vision, purpose, and your why in the beginning, okay? If you don't have a strong enough why, if you don't have a strong enough vision, right, if you don't have a purpose as to why you are doing this business, I promise you, I will not see your face in the next 3, 4, 6, 12 months' time on a training call again, right? It just so happens that I've been in this business 3 and a bit years. I've got people in my life, Linda, who I'm really close to, has been in like 8 or 9. I've seen people give up this business after a year. I've seen people give up this business after a day, a week, a month, right? What have you ever been good at in your life that only took you a day, a week, a month to master, right? So really structurally see the longer term vision of this business. It's nice. It's nice to get momentum. It's nice to, do things super fast and awesome in the beginning. I did, and I had no tools. We didn't have the script book. We had no idea what we were doing. Adam just shared this with me, and I was like, sure, I love social media, I love travel, I'll give it a go. And we had no idea. I got to SDVF in 10 days without even knowing what that meant, right? And now I truly feel like we overtrain people to be up here instead of being here, and just knowing that you've got this, that you can do this, but without a vision, a purpose, and a reason why, right? Brian Marsh says it's the best. Without vision, people will perish. Super Christian. So making sure that you know why you're here, and it will evolve over time. For me, right, the biggest driver in my business was to go back to England. I didn't have enough money to do it, and I couldn't get time off work, right? And I really saw what I could create in this business. Then it was to get out of my weekend job. I worked 3 jobs. I worked 72-hour work weeks, right? I had adrenal fatigue. I was tired, but I had enough vision and purpose to be able to put into this business, maybe it was an hour a day, because I had a reason why. Yeah, so what is your reason why, right? What is your bigger vision? What is your purpose around this? I always say that this business is like the analogy that Adam likes to use, and I steal it off him always. If people don't have a plan, so, if they don't have the map there, so say I go, Jana, if you come to the Gold Coast, I will fly you here to come to the Gold Coast, right, for a weekend. There is $1 million buried here on the Gold Coast. Here's a shovel, right? So $1 million, pretty awesome. I'm going to fly here. And here's your tools to go dig for that $1 million. That's it. I give her the tool and I say, see you later. You got a weekend. Have fun. Go find that $1 million. Even if there's enough purpose, right? She doesn't she can't genuinely, because she's like, well, why bother even fucking digging? Because is it in the hinterland? Is it in the beach? Do I start here? Do I start there? I have no idea, and I'm really overwhelmed right now. Now, if I said, John, I'm going to fly you here to the Gold Coast, in that 100-foot by 100-foot square over there, marked out with red tape, there's $1 million buried there. Even if I didn't give her a shovel, she would dig until she found it. Why? Because the $1 million means something to her. She's attached a purpose, a reason why, and she's attached a vision to what that $1 million is going to give her. Maybe she pictures the big dream home. Maybe she pictures debt-free. Maybe she pictures her hubby home with her. Maybe she pictures the kids going to the private fancy school. Maybe she pictures quitting everything and packing up shop and traveling around the world, right? She's got vision to what that $1 million is going to give her. Then, right, I've given her the tool to dig for it. Even if I didn't give her a shovel, I promise you she'd be resourceful and she'd dig with her hands. Yeah, because she's got enough reason why. Now, I've also given her the map. Instead of saying it's on the Gold Coast, I've put 100-foot square over there. Okay? Now, that relates to our business. If you're like, where is she going with this story? SDVF, SC, right? You've got a goal. The reason why people quit is they do not have enough purpose, okay, as to why they're here. So step number 1, have purpose, vision, and why. Yeah. Step number 2 is they don't believe that they can achieve it because they don't know what's possible. They don't know that the $1 million is sitting right over there. If only they could take one step, in front of the other to be able to go and get that. So in this business, the same thing. You might be like, they don't even know that SDVF is possible. Some of you are brand new. So I'm sorry if you're like, what? Right? SDVF, the first main step. Some of you don't know that it's possible. Right? I achieved it in 10 days and I'm pretty strange, right? I'm pretty quirky. I'm pretty out there, but I could achieve it. So can you, right? I'm living proof that you can be as successful as you want in this business because I've created the success, right? Jana has, Lindsay has, Casey has. Some of you at some point in your life have created success. You can do it in this business. Yeah. If you have the map to be able to do it. Okay. And that's where goal setting comes in. So you don't set goals once. You don't set goals twice. You set goals every single month. I set goals in my fitness, weight loss, whatever. I set goals to be able to save XYZ amount of money in a certain amount of time. I set goals for the unexpected things. So I like acronyms. Some of you have seen this and some of you haven't. SMART. Okay, this is my PT days through and through. Adam taught me this. So he's probably laughing. Okay, each letter stands for something. The S is got to stand for specific. I can usually never say it. Is your goal specific? So someone comes to me and they say, I want to help people. Like, I'm like, what's your goal for the month in the business? I want to help people. Awesome. That's not a specific goal. If you set a specific goal, like get to SDVF, I promised you personally you would have helped 12 customers. I promised you if you want to get to SC, you would personally have helped 2 people for $500 in bonuses in their bank account, right? A specific goal needs to be super specific. If you set a weight loss goal, someone comes to me, I want to lose 10 to 20 kilos. I'm like, go pick up 10 kilos of butter. I promise you the difference there is quite large. What one do you want to lose? The 10 or the 20? I want to lose the 20. Awesome. Okay, we can put steps in place to be able to achieve that. You've got to be specific. You know, maybe it's to qualify your business. Now, specific in this business needs to be monetary or it needs to be promotional. Okay, so maybe you want to qualify your business. Maybe you want to put $500 in your bank account. Maybe you want to earn $1,000 this month. Maybe you want to get to SSC. I don't know what it is for you, right? But be specific. I said it so many times. M, it's got to be measurable. In this business, that's perfect, right? You look at a report, it's got numbers on it, they don't lie. Yeah, so halfway through the month, that's why measuring things is so super important, because if you're not measuring things, what are you doing? Yeah, so if you set the goal of SC, if you set the goal of SDVF, right, some of you are brand new, that'll probably be the goal for the month, and you get to, I measure things 4 times a month. So, if I am helping someone get to SDVF and I get my report out on the 15th and it's a 30-day month, and they've got 1,500 points, right? SDVF is 4,000 points, then I know we're a little bit behind, but that's totally okay. Don't throw the paper up in the air, right? The effort, I'm out. Just ask yourself a better quality question of like, that's totally okay. Yeah, who do I need to become to reach that goal? What do I need to learn? What skills do I need to harbor to be able to do that? What action do I need to take? How do I get to SDVF and make it fun with ease, grace, and flow? Right? Real good quality questions that give a better quality answer, right? When I say, oh, I'm not good enough, or, I knew I couldn't achieve that, you're going to get a shitty answer, right? When you look in the mirror and you pick out everything you hate about your body, because believe me, I've had bad body image for a long time, right? And when you pick out everything you don't like, do you feel better about yourself or do you feel more crap, right? You feel worse. Then why do we do it, right? Why do we do it? Because it doesn't spur us on to be better. It just puts us in a funk. So in this business, if you're not achieving things at the rate that you want, don't beat yourself up. Don't compare yourself. Go and be resourceful and find a better quality question to ask yourself. So measurable. It's really important to measure your goals every single month. A is for attainable or achievable. And I always like to kind of mark this out as there's 3 types of people. Are you a pessimist? Are you a realist? Or are you a dreamer? I used to be a realist. I still live in that world sometimes. I did before, actually. So I've never been a pessimist. Right, I definitely have my down moments, but I'll never stay there. But I was a realist, and that killed my business for so long because I lived in like what was realistic, which is actually the next word. What's realistic? Instead of being somewhere between a realist and a dreamer, because you want your goals to be attainable, because you don't want to be so much of a dreamer that time and time again you fail and you fail and you fail, and then you start to feel like a failure. Right? Because you've set your goals so high. But in some aspects, you need to stretch yourself. Okay, so is your goal attainable? So you might have goals in this business for short term in the next 30, 60, 90 days like I do. I do them monthly. But then I also have a big goal on my vision board of, something in the next 12 months. For me, it's to pay for my whole family to go on a cruise at Christmas next year. my whole family. It's quite large, right? So I have a dollar figure that I need to get into my bank account to be able to do that, right? That's a longer term goal. I can't achieve that in the next 30 days. Yeah. So having really smart goals for short term, smart goals for long term. The R is for realistic. I skip over it because I just don't like that word. T is for time bound. The S, the M, and the T are the most important part of this equation. Is it specific? Can I continuously measure it? And does it have a time frame on it, or is it time bound? So do you feel like someone saying, I want to lose 20 kilos in the next 6 months, first 20 kilos in the next 2.5 years? Do you feel like the person with 6 months would have more urgency? Just like in this business, there's no juice plus emergency, but there should be some urgency around it. Otherwise, we sit and procrastinate. So is it time bound? So that's the acronym we live by, right? In this business, to be able to achieve those goals, and you're setting them every month, and then it's duplicatable. You can teach your team the same thing. So many people come to me and they say they're frustrated. They don't want to push their team. They don't want to feel pushy, all that sort of stuff. It's not about motivating or pushing anyone. It's about getting permission, finding the workers in what they want to achieve. So if you're leading by example and setting your goals, then you can help your team set theirs. So apart from that, setting those SMART goals, then, you've got your survive and your thrive goals every single month. So, do you know what your business needs to survive and thrive? Someone didn't go to school. So survive and thrive goals. So say you want to get to SCVF. Yeah. Do you know what your business, or say you want to qualify your business after you've gotten to SCVF? Do you know what your business needs to survive versus thrive, right? Versus customers and team members. And as you grow your business, I've taught this before, you're looking at SDVFs and growing them, and growing qualifiers and growing your organization. But if we've kind of got a lot of new people on, I don't really want to go into that. So survive and thrive goals. And there was a cool sheet that Kira's done up in Team Freestyle that's got this list, okay, of certain goals. It doesn't have this part, so I should make up my own. But I really like to do that. And then survive and thrive goals, customers versus team. Okay, so many of your team members, right, 80, 15, 5. Think of this, break it down. Everywhere in the world, people talk about 80-20. Okay, we just break it down one step further in this business, and 80, 15, 5. 80% of your business will do 5% of the work. 80% of your team will have 3 to 7 customers. They will be happy getting their product a bit cheaper. You'll love on them just the same. They help you qualify. They add so much value to this business. They're probably lovers of the product. They will share it organically, right? But they're not the 5%ers, and they don't need to be. But if you want this business, then you need to talk to as many people as you can to be able to find the people that want it as much as you, to be able to find the people that truly want this. So 15%, earning 1, 2, 3 grand a month from this, SC, SSC, some clubs under them, and then 5% is, the likes of, the NMD leaders that you see around, or the likes of Jana. She's in this. She quit her job, for goodness sake. She's in this. She's a 5%er. But you have to look at, first of all, who am I in the business? What role am I playing? Am I an 80%er right now? Do you want to be a 5%er? But maybe right now, you are an 80%er. I don't mean if you're brand new, you're like, oh my God, of course I only have 3 or 4 customers. Awesome, right? Some of you might not have any customers yet, and that's totally cool too. But you got to play who you want to play. If you want to play this business like a 5%er, you got to treat it like a business. If you only want to earn a couple of $1,000s a month, that's totally cool too, right? Then play like a 15%er. If you only want to get your product a bit cheaper, then play like an 80%er. But you got to choose. And then so many people say, oh my God, I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. My team don't want this as much as me, or they're not working, or they're not doing this, or they're not showing up to training, or they're not commenting on the post, or they're not posting. Guess what? They probably don't have enough purpose, vision, why. They don't know what's possible. And if you've done all that and you've set goals with them, then guess what? It might be just an 80%er and they're happy like that, right? And you'll manage those people in groups, and you'll love on them. right? And you'll help them when they have questions. But if you want to play like a 5%er, then you've got to play like a 5%er. You've got to find the people out there that want this. I was not a 5%er in the beginning. I wanted $500 a month to be able to travel more. When I saw the vision, and I earned $6,000 in 9 weeks, and I was like, what? Yeah, I worked my ass off and I didn't even earn that much in my other job at that stage. So, you know, if you want, you've got to see what you play out. And then if you've only got 2 team members, right, and they're not doing anything, and you've had a conversation and you've gotten permission, and, you know, you watch the feet, not the lips, I promise you. So many people will talk a big game in this business, but not give the action to match. You know, people will give up because they don't have a big enough reason why. They don't believe that they can achieve it, and they don't have the map there. If you've given them that and you've supported them and you're keeping them accountable and they're not showing up and doing the do, then guess what? They're probably not teachable, right? Doesn't mean that the 80%er won't wake up one day and life will change and they want to build this business big, right? So we call them micro entrepreneurs. And I think it's a brilliant name because, you know, they are important in your business, right? 80% of your business will be made up of it, right? But if you truly want this, you've got to find the business builders too, right? And it's just about having those conversations and really getting in touch with that. So survive and thrive goals, you know, and I have no expectation on you guys, right? You build your business how you want to build it. You go as fast or as slow as you want, right? But when I truly understood the power of what I could achieve every month, my customer goal, and I'm 3 years in, I have a good customer base, but I know that organically people will drop off. You know, like you look at Lindsay, how many customers she has, you know, she's such an incredible, she must give like A-class customer care. She's got an incredible customer base. Katrina's team, Joe, Ross and Denise Ambrose have incredible customer bases. I have a decent one after 3 years. And what's crazy is last month, 5 people that were previous customers of mine reordered the product. 1 was my second customer ever back in the day when I started this business. And he had got sick all winter and he's like, okay, I need the product again, right? Some people will organically drop off and that's okay. But I promise you, if you are consistent, they potentially, possibly, probably will come back to you, right? Like, it's crazy. His name is Lewis. He tunes into all my Facebook diaries. It's amazing. He's a good friend. But it's okay. But to have your business surviving and thriving every month, I have 3 new customers and 5 as a thrive goal. Do I hit it all the time? No. And that's totally okay. And then team members is the same, survive and thrive goals. Again, no expectation of you guys, but I have 3 to survive and 5 to thrive, right? And I've got a big team, yeah, but I'm always understanding, keep going wider. The foundational part of your business is to go wide because it's profit, right? If you want to earn money, and I promise you, if you're on a training call at 9 o'clock, yeah, money is important. Money is energy. Money is choices, right? You have to understand why you're here financially as well as, you know, all those other things. So customers and team members survive and thrive goals. Yeah, every single month. Do I hit it every single month? No, of course not, right? But that's why I have those thrive goals to stretch myself outside of that safe zone, to go and have that call when I don't feel like it, to have that last conversation, you know, before bedtime, to talk to that one last person and not waiting till the end of the month to then go, oh my God, no, I need to achieve my goals. I start now, or I started yesterday. Yeah, start now, right? Because the seeds that you sow in this business, you might not reap this month, but if you stop, then 2, 3, 4 months down the track, you know, your business will plateau and you'll be like, but I'm working so hard. And I'll be like, what did you do 3 months ago? And they're like, oh yeah, I took time off. Awesome. I'm not saying you have to devote your blood, sweat and tears and life and soul to this business. But if you want a 5% of business, you got to treat it like one. You've got to dedicate some time every single day to growing you and growing your business. But this is step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 1, vision, purpose, why. Step number 2, SMART goals. Survive, thrive around customers and team members. And don't just write numbers for the sake of writing numbers. right? Numbers with purpose and meaning, right? Set intentions every single day to be able to achieve this, because then the game becomes easy. People say, how do you build this business? I say, stick to the 5 high-paying activities. You wish I would say something different, but I promise you it's the same for me. It is the same for you. I do spend a lot of my time, right, on calls like this and things like that as the team grows, but a lot of my time is still doing those high-paying activities, plugging into the system because I know it works, right? So making sure that you're setting this, and then teaching your team. So going to your team every single month, right? Sending a message because you're frustrated, you want to don't want to push people, then don't motivate them because it doesn't last long, right? Anyone seen anyone motivated in the gym? January 1st, one of the busiest days of, unless it's a Sunday. Sorry, not January 1st, January 2nd. January 1st, everyone's recovering from a hangover, right? January 2nd is one of the busiest days in the gym. By January 31st, February, it's back to normal, right? Because they wrote goals that they never believed were attainable. They never believed that they could achieve them. They did it half-heartedly. Do it with purpose and intention. Write down what you truly want to achieve. And then it's about taking steps to go do it, but then going to your team every single month, sending a message like, hey, Jana, amazing month. Always compliment sandwich someone, even if they didn't do much, compliment them on, jumping on training, compliment them on they were consistent with their Facebook posts, compliment them on something. And then be like, hey, I'm not sure if you know it's possible this month, but I'm just here to message you, let you know SDVF is completely possible. It means a $400 bonus. Map it out. It means a $400 bonus and the possibility to achieve, qualifying next month. I'm not sure if that's important to you, but I'd love to help you achieve it. Is it something you're excited about? Yes. Awesome. And, let's make 20 minutes and find 20 minutes on Zoom and let's map that out. I'd love to help you achieve that. Or no. Awesome. Are you okay if I just check in with you every now and again this month and, see what you're up to and help you with anything? I'm here. I know that that's not important, to you right now, but I'm totally here for you. All right. And you can check in and you invite them to trainings and they'll jump on your team trainings and you'll love on them. But then you're finding those workers. And if your 3 team members say, no, that's not important, then guess what? You've got to go out and you've got to have those conversations to be able to find, the workers and the new people, right? And then it's a matter of helping them do this. The ones that want to work, helping them set these goals every month, right? Helping them achieve them. What does accountability look like to you? Yeah. What does it look like if, some of my team members want to be messaged every day. Some will message me every day, right? Jana knows that I'm here to help her and she can message me. I have a leaders group. So with anyone kind of like SC, SSC and above, I've got like a strong leaders group that I know that are always working on goals, right? And then I might have a leaders in training group that, they're not as committed and devoted to this right now. And I kind of manage those people in a group setting, right? Because all of my time and focus and energy is truly working with new people and working with the workers. So you just got to delegate. You got to delegate your time where it's most utilized and needed with those people with both hands up. So goal setting, teaching then your team to do this. And then it's a matter of, right, like the shovel, that's the tool if you didn't get it, right? And then you've got the tools to implement in this business. But that is up to you. That is up to you to be teachable and willing. How many conversations are you willing to have a day? You've got some of the best people in the business teaching how to do this. The likes of Adam, Jana, Lindsay, Catherine. Like some people have been in this business, Casey, a while, right? They've got skills. They've learned. They've got grit. They've got determination. They're consistent, right? But you've got to find step number 1, the why and the vision and the purpose. Step number 2, you've got to write down the goals. Step number 3 is teaching your team to do the same thing because you don't want it to be like Chinese whispers. Everyone stacked on top of each other, right, down the line, whisper, whisper, whisper. By the time it gets there, right, it's not the same as when it started. So are you following the system? So that's the goal setting part. Then it's like the tools of the system. The tools are the high-paying activities, right? But without all that first part, you may as well throw this piece of paper in the bin, right? You may as well throw the tools in the bin. I don't need to write them down. I don't know I did that. You may as well throw them in the bin because you're not going to do them, right? Just like Jana would not have dug for the $1 million, right, without knowing a near vicinity of where it was. If they don't know what's truly possible with the goal setting part, if they don't know why they're here, they won't use the tools. So when people aren't jumping on training, when they're not, engaged, when they're not in action, because they have no purpose or they genuinely just want to be 80%ers, and that's cool too. That's why that message at the start of each month to show people what's possible is so important. So are you following the system? That's why I picked up the paper, right? The tools are, talking to people. How many new conversations are you having every day? Someone on the last call I just did said, shed some light on Facebook ads. I'm like, I spend $500 a month, right? $500 a month I invest of my own money, it is tax deductible, into Facebook advertising. I might spend and get 3 decent leads. Out of 3 decent leads, might get 1. Do you know the people, and I actually just realized this, the people in my business that truly have come into it and worked? Katrina, friend from school, watched me for 18 months, said no, NMD. Jana, right, about to go QNMD, came off a Facebook page that I wasn't allowed to post in. Jay, QNMD, in my business, came off a Facebook page, group, single mum, found on there. KP, same deal, Facebook group. Marissa, Facebook somewhere, don't really know where. Maybe a group or of my timeline. She watched me for ages. Who else? There have been others that have actually quit, like Jody. She came off Facebook, watched me for ages. Do you know 3 people, right, that I have introduced from Facebook ads have not really done much? Yeah, it just goes to show that this business can be done without pouring heaps of money into it. Yeah, if you're committed to going out and having the conversations, if you want to play at a 10, then are you having 5 new conversations a day? If you're building this base strategically on social media, then you've got to be committed to the process. You've got to fall in love with it, right? You've got to take the grit and understand there's going to be neg people and there's going to be no's, and right, but it's a beautiful thing because everyone's so connected on it. But you've got to understand it. You've got to learn. I poured massive amounts of money into learning like social media strategies and doing courses online and stuff like that to be able to be good at it. But I love it. Don't negate the fact that go through an actual checkout instead of going through self-service. Go and talk to the lady serving you. Talk to the waitress that's really lovely. I always talk to one person I'll always talk to is waitresses, because they're like lovely and a lot of them don't like working in hospitality, to be brutally honest. And I also talk to air hostesses because I'm always usually on a plane, and I will always talk to, if they're nice, because a lot of them are, the lady helping you in the changing room, right, getting dressed. Yeah, a lot of them are quirky, they're fun, they're easy to talk to, and it's about sharing stories. Not, hey, come and join my Juice Plus business. It's like, hey, like, how's your day? What are you, like, how long have you worked here? Is this your full-time job? A lot of them are young. Are you at uni too? Like, get engaged, get talking. People are like, when do I bring the business up? I'm like, just learn how to have a conversation, right? Engage with people, find out more about them. And then they're like, so what do you do? I'm like, I have an online business and I help and teach people create an income online. If they're like interested, they ask me more. Conversations is the backbone of our business. Building rapport, relationships with people. When people like just cut to the chase, like on social media, like just cut to the chase, tell me what your business is, are we selling? I'm like, cool, you're not my kind of person. The reason I do this is because our business isn't for everyone, and I want to get to know the person that you are and what you're looking for. Yeah, think about that. So conversation, social media, sharing stories, exactly what you're being taught by, Jana shares it so well. Inviting to events, getting on events, plugging into the system, which is exactly what I just said, creating curiosity. Are you out there creating curiosity, having conversations, talking to people, sharing on social media? People, I do not do a post like I did today about the Girl Boss movement and get 50 people message me wanting to join my team. But people will watch, and they'll watch, and they'll watch, and they'll watch. Things like the gratitude group, you know, filtering people through there so they can see our incredible community and adding value. People crave community. People crave relationships and building relationships with people. So are you out there creating curiosity? It's terrible lighting. Are you then, you know, showing them an event? That's the next step. You know, the next step from creating curiosity, they're intrigued. They want to know more about your business. Yeah, it's like say less to more people and get them in front of an event because it does the work for you. There is nothing that you can say or share that truly will inspire someone like an event will. It debunks every myth that people have about I can't do it because it's a pyramid scam and I need to know lots of people and like all of that stuff we share. It's strategically shared for a reason because it debunks the myths, and they will there's nothing you can say that will ever inspire them more than when people share, because there's tears and it's fun and, you know, there's passion and purpose behind it. If they're saying no between here, you've said too much. You've tried to explain it. That is not your job. You are not the expert. Plug into the system, because if I can do it, it's foolproof, right? Like I'm a monkey. So events, right? Events. Put on your own if you're at a certain level. Plug in, share your story, get out of your comfort zone, invite to them, right? Inviting to events is key. From an event, okay, it's that three-way message if they're interested to know more. So you don't need to be like, I just heard Adam up there, we're going to Toowoomba tomorrow. I don't know if I said that, so that's why I'm here. What was I saying? Through it. So I actually heard Adam say, and I say the same thing, you don't need to ask permission. So they're like, so you follow them up, you know, hey, just wanted to check in, see what you love best about the event. I'm here to help answer any questions. And they send you this freaking paragraph back. And you're like, oh my God, right? And you feel like you need to sit there and bullet point all of the questions and answer them. No. You're like, amazing questions, right? You're not the expert. You don't need to be. Amazing questions. I'd love to be able to answer those. You know, and I totally will. Let's jump on a call and let's do that. Or, you know, I'd love to be able to answer your questions and then set up the three-way message. Hey, Jana, this is Lauren. You know, Lauren, Jana. I know when I said, you know, I was still doing three-way messages and calls with Adam when Jana came into this business. So I would have put Jana in a message and be like, hey, Ads, you know, this is Jana. She's a mama of two. You know, she lives down in Victoria. She saw one of my posts and she's super interested. She's seen an event. You know, she's excited to learn a little bit more. Jana, I popped you in a message with Adam. Right now, I'm still learning how to do the business and he can help answer your questions way better than I can right now. Adam, Jana, Jana, Adam. I get out of the way. I stop talking. I've done my job, right? Adam comes in, builds a bit of rapport. You know, tell me what you love so far from what you've seen. Awesome. What's better, day or night? Or let your upline do the work. If you're not utilizing your upline as an incredible resource, you are doing yourself and other people a massive disservice in this business. You don't need to be the expert. I'm not saying that you couldn't do it right now, but let that person, it edifies it. It gives it the social proof, right? I come in, right? I still do calls with Jana sometimes. You know, I might do them with Marissa, Jay, even Katrina, right? NMD has her own rockin' business. She still gets me on a call because I come in with a certain level of passion and conviction that some people can't, right? I've been a part of it. I know, you know, I know how to ask a good quality question. I didn't know in the beginning, right? I sucked. Ask Adam, right? He probably says, you know, I definitely sucked, but I learned. It's a teachable aspect of this business if you utilize your upline and your resource, right? If you utilize them, because they'll ask the questions and you're there not just chilling out, you're there writing down what they're saying, learning it, learn the verbiage. That's all you got to get good at in this business. Linda always sits back and she's like, that's amazing. I'm like, oh, really? You said it. I just copied you. Yeah. Or I'll say something and I'll laugh because Adam will say it. Or I'll say something and I'll laugh because it's Lauren Slocum said it the day before. You know, I learn good verbiage and I like get it. I write it in my gold nugget book and I'm like, I'm keeping that one. learn good verbiage, and you can't learn it without having that person. So three-way message, they set up the three-way call. Yeah. You have that call, they ask them great questions, they draw out the why, the purpose, the vision. That's what you're doing in that. Yes, you're answering questions, but you're edifying the situation. Yeah. I can talk people up. It's bad to talk yourself up, right? I wouldn't sit here and say, well, I'm amazing and I've created this in the business, but I get on and for a call with Jana and I'm like, Jana's amazing. You know, she's built an incredible business. You can't do that for yourself. Just sounds odd, right? Adam can. No, I'm kidding. So a three-way call. Yeah, you're doing that three-way call. You're asking that quality question at the end. What else do you need to know to make an excited decision? You're learning more about them. Yeah, maybe they need to know more about the product. Maybe they need to take it first. Maybe they need to, you know, talk to their husband. Maybe they need more research. Maybe they need, I don't know, lost. Yeah, but you then learn more about them so you can give them what they need to know and keep in contact and maybe do a follow-up call from there. So you've done that three-way call. Okay. Wash, rinse, and repeat that. That's the business. If you get really clear on your goals, on your SMART goals, you make them every month, you stretch yourself with Thrive and Survive goals, you then go and teach your team to do the same thing so you're not pushing anyone, okay, that you're not feeling, people aren't feeling pushed, right? But you're there linking arms, keeping them accountable to what they said they wanted, and you're following this system with the 5 high-paying activities. You get clear on helping as many people as you can every month get to SDVF, and truly, as terrible as it sounds, creating like the SDVF factory, you can call it something else if you want, right? Creating that, I promise you that in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, your life can be completely changed. I'm not even 30 yet, right? And like, I don't know, some days I like forget what I do. But I just have this like innate freedom. My dad said to me the other day, what are you doing about superannuation? I'm like, building my Juice Plus business so I don't have to think about that. I'm not going to have a pension when I get old, Dad, right? Otherwise, I'm going to have to work till I'm 95 years old. This business can deliver on my dreams and give me the life that I want and give me that security if you treat it like a business. I promise you, you do all those things that I shared, and they're not hard, right? But they do take commitment and they do take consistency, right? And they take grit. This business is simple, but it is never easy. I promise you that, right? You're going to have days where you don't want to do it. And that's cool. Fire yourself that day because you're probably not going to be super inspirational. Fire yourself, but re-employ yourself the next day. Because I promise you, when I look at someone's business and they're like, I'm having a flat month, or, you know, my business feels like it's falling apart, and they give me like the save me moment, it's not what you do that month, right? It's not what you do that month. I promise you, it's what you did 3 months ago, and maybe you took some time out. I'm not saying that this has to eat up your life, okay? But it's about making those goals and then going, okay, every single day I'm committed to working on this in my lunch break, and I'm committed to doing an hour when the kids are in bed. You know, I'm committed to this training on a Monday and this training on a Thursday and one event a week. And that one event, I'm going to show up, I'm going to share my story, and I'm going to fight like crap for it, right? I'm going to go crazy. If you just like, I used to do an hour at night, yeah, around a 72-hour work week. I don't have children. You know, I don't have that craziness in my life. I only answer to myself. I'm single. You know, I get, but I worked a shit ton, and I was super sick when I started this business. Super sick. My health was at a very low point. I know what it's like to be tired. I know what it's like to feel down. You know, I suffered anxiety for years. I was on antidepressants, all sorts of things. This business gave me hope. It gave me light, right, at the end of a really shitty tunnel that I was going to keep going down. And it gave me travel back in my life, right? It honestly can deliver on dreams if you truly treat it like a business and you really go after exactly what I shared tonight, and wash, rinse, and repeat that. Like I say, this business isn't easy, but it is so simple. My niece can do it, right? She's 10 or 9, something like that. Yeah, like she honestly could recite. She's seen enough of my events. She could recite it. I'm sure my nephew could too, Charlie. My brother does the business, so he's heard a lot of events too. So hopefully that shed some light. Hopefully that was kind of helpful. Does anyone have any questions for the last couple of minutes before I go to bed, or have a shower at least?
Oh, they're all gone quiet. Thank you so much, Loz. I'm just trying to think if I had any questions. I mean, as much as for some of you, you might be hearing it over and over again from Casey or from Catherine or from Lindsay, but when you get to hear it from somebody else, you're always you take it in differently, or you always take more notes, or it's always just a different way of hearing things, or it's something that one of us might not have said before. But honestly, we're so fortunate that we come under this team and that we get to have these workflows, these scripts, these high-paying activities. And when we get to hear Lauren or somebody else say them, and it's not my voice over and over again, I know I need to hear it over and over again. It's just the same as the 3 ways. Lauren doesn't do all of mine because she's super busy. I'm super busy, and people seem to be very urgent when they're telling me they want to join this business, but I need to do some with her. So I stay all not enthusiastic, but excited, and doing that workflow of that conversation correctly each and every time, because I want to get to that call every time for everyone and make sure I smash it and make sure they understand it's all about them, it's not about me, and this is an amazing opportunity, so why not check it out? Anyone got any questions for Lauren?
You can type it if you don't want to come off mute and ask it.
Because they're keeping babies quiet. Cool. I think they're all quiet. I know a few of them have already had their goal chats this month too, so it'll just be reiterating it, or it'll be just clarifying a few things, but others have got theirs booked in for later in the week. Yeah.
Awesome. And I know that this team is so good at goal settings, but I just kind of wanted it to hit home a little bit, because July was an interesting month for some people, not in this team, but in a few other teams, there was a bit of shock surprise. And if you're not setting goals and you're not measuring them and you're not looking at the numbers, then what are you doing? This is a business based off numbers, unfortunately, because I hated them. And my business truly took off and clicked. I was sat next to Adam. We were coming to Melbourne, actually. Maybe it was the first time that I actually met Jana, actually. And he would just tell me, right? He would just be like, right, he'd send me that message. This is what's possible this month. He'd give me a list. This person can get here, this person can do this, you can be 12 club, and I'd be like, awesome. And I'd never look at the numbers, ever. I'd never print my report out. Oh my God. And I've been in the business 18 months, maybe even, no, 2 years I got to NMD, so a year. I would have been in the business a year and never touched a report. And I was a Q and MD. That's stupid. And, when I went from 3 club, right? If you don't know what a club is, it's qualified business. I went from 3 club to 50. 3 club to 50 in the space of 6 months. I went from QNMD, from being stuck at SSC, right? If you feel stuck in your business, see it as a challenge that you're about to break through, right? Change the verbiage, change the perspective. If you are taking part in the gratitude challenge, I urge you to do it if you aren't doing it. But, it's about changing your perspective. So I'd been stuck or challenged in my business at SSC. So if you're feeling like that, stop comparing yourself. I was comparing myself to everyone. And I truly looked at my business and I hadn't touched a number. I was just banking on Adam would always share what I needed to do. And yeah, I got QNMD in December and I got NMD on the 2nd of June the following year, after being stuck for a year. Yeah, to go from Q to NMD in 5.5 months was massive. Yeah, or just under 5.5 months. So it's because I fell in love. I changed perspective. I changed my mindset numbers and fell in love with it, right? So if you're not measuring things in your goals, then what are you doing, right? You're shooting for it, right? And then you'll start to get disappointed and frustrated and angry, right? And then you'll quit, right? You'll quit because it all seems too hard. If you're measuring things and you're setting specific goals and they are attainable and you're really keeping yourself accountable and you're finding an accountability buddy, be your upline, right? I can't have Adam keep me accountable anymore. I'll kill him, right? Because we're good friends. So, you know, I have other people in the business that do that. You know, I used to pay a business coach. I used to have Simon Mitchell coach me, and I used to pay him to keep me accountable. Oh, Siri. So really find someone to keep you accountable and kick your butt, right? If your upline, you know, maybe it's not that person. You know, maybe it's me. Maybe it's, you know, someone else sidelined to you, but they've got to kick your butt, right? That accountability buddy has got to kick your butt, and you got to measure your goals. Last thing.
Awesome. You're amazing. Thank you so much, Lauren. Thank you for giving your time. I know you're flat out, but we love having you. As much as I remember.
Always. I'm going to keep doing these monthly for a little while, get everyone back on track, and really going for their goals. So you'll see my face around. And if you have anyone in the Toowoomba area, I know a lot of you are Victorians, but if you have anyone in the Toowoomba area, if you want to be resourceful and get into groups and Toowoomba groups and stuff and share what we've got going on. We've got events tomorrow night and on Friday as well.
Hey, so, only 4 of us are Melbourne tonight.
Oh, really?
The rest
Most are usually outnumbered by Victorians.
Canberra, Queensland and New Zealand.
New Zealand, amazing. Wow, it's like 11:30 for you. Well done. You get a gold star in my book for being on. Is it you, Zoe? You're giving me like the I'm a New Zealander. Yep, awesome.
Yeah, she's
what part are you from?
I'm Udo.
I'm actually originally from Melbourne, so I'm originally from Victoria, but I stay in Tauranga in New Zealand. It's about 3 hours out of Auckland.
Bit chilly there right now.
I'm freezing.
Well done.
Melbourne, they always look at me and say, "But aren't you from Melbourne? Isn't it cold in Melbourne?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I hate the cold regardless."
So I always live in a cold climate. I love it. Well done. I know it's like 11:30 there for you, so thank you so much for staying up.
No, of course. Thanks.
Well done, Zoe. Awesome. Thanks, Lauren.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, girls. Night.
Thanks, Lauren.